structures of
this group. ये वाला जो group है ना, उसको which subject? हाँ? Geography. You? Now madam was asking you.
What do you say? Sorry?
Huh?
Teachers here. Yeah. Sorry.
What happened?
Nothing.
So we have learned about how it is constituted. Clear? Now, the next part is that functions. What are the functions of that security council?
क्या 10 मिनट पहले निकला था What should you believe?
No, his mother called. I don't know for what purpose. Huh? Like last time movie के लिए जा रहे हैं?
बाहर
बाहर जा रहे हैं।
दूसरी मूवी
देखने के लिए। कौन सा मूवी देखने के लिए? उस दिन कौन सा मूवी देखा? हाँ, some people were telling that it was not that positive.
बहुत बोरिंग है क्या बोरिंग मूवी देख रहे हो घंटा क्यों बोल रहे हो सुनते हो मजा आएगा
Okay.
अच्छा जाना पड़ेगा
To maintain international peace and security in accordance with the principles and purposes of United Nations. So almost all that main objective is to maintain international peace and security. But as this organization is the main organ for making it, its motive is to make international peace and security. Second, to investigate any dispute or situation which might lead to international friction and to take military action against an aggressor. So I have told you the League of Nations failed. So whatever are the areas the League of Nations failed and that led to Second World War. So here they wanted to correct all those things. That is why immediately the aggressor will be taken into. So that is why actions will be taken against the aggressor. Next one is to recommend methods of adjusting such disputes in terms of settlement. What happened? Immediately they are not thinking about war. So mutually they have to settle that dispute. What is the reason for the fight between two countries? That have to be identified and amicably it had to be settled. Next, to formulate plans for the establishment of a system to regulate armaments. We know that from 1945 onwards, the countries were making armaments, sophisticated weapons. If one country is making atom bomb, next country will make a nuclear bomb. If one country make a Scud missile, then the Patriot missile, the other country. So these countries are in a competitive form that a race of weapons had taken place. So now they have to find out a solution for it. What the countries will find out? You just imagine those countries which are making weapons. Will they be able to find a solution for it? And then actually tell those countries which are not having that weapon race to stop. One example was that in 1980s and 90, that time, these European powers asked India not to use nuclear weapons or sign CTBT, Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. India was that time testing.
The testing was not.
So it was not allowed like that. India told it is our internal problem. We are sovereign. No, you must not. So India told the first you won't stop making that weapons. You are testing, you are that dumping the waste in the ocean that is affecting that because the radioactive problems are there. So you are giving trouble to the environment. First you stop, then we are ready to sign. Then the European powers told that no, we will. They want that the French government to stop supplying that uranium to India because uranium is the basic material which is required for making nuclear. So, okay, you stop supplying, we don't care. That was the attitude. So then they came to the land. So that is what those countries which were having little or something, they were threatened by these powerful countries. That was the method they used. So that is why I told you that in those countries which are amassing weapons, what action they will take. So this one was there, addressing such disputes, then formulate a plan for the establishment of regulating armaments to determine the existence of threat to peace or act of aggression and to recommend what action should be taken. See, whatever be there, we can find that it was successful in averting war. There were so many warlike situations. They were successful in averting that kind of conditions. So UNO is to a certain extent a successful organization. All those drawbacks which were there for League of Nations were removed, and one successful organization have been set up. To call on members to apply economic sanctions. What is economic sanction? We know that the countries are prospering because of trade. So, if any country is not obeying the orders, the powerful countries or the UNO is asking the other country to stop trade and other kind of economic relation with the other. That kind of restriction is called the economic sanctions. Understood? So we know that we are having certain things. If we export those things, then only we can import other things. If economic sanction is taken against us, we will be economically affected. So like that, actions were taken during that earlier times. Now it is not that much working. We know that Ukraine was attacked. They thought about sanctions.
Yes, Russia.
Oil. So, but Russia was not afraid of that. Russia is having huge stock of these things. If it is warning other countries from sending these supplies, other countries only are going to affect. So that is why now that much it is not effective. Okay, but still economic sanction is one of the method to take military action against the aggressor. That is taking place. Not with Russia and Ukraine. and even not with Israel and other countries, but other countries within that African continent or like that. If such kind of problems are erupting, then military action used to be taken. To recommend the admission of new members. So, who will recommend the admission of new members? Along with the admission, you can also make this thing and that to remove or to suspend also. That word also is important. Some countries used to be suspended for about 2 years or 3 years and then re-entered. So that is why to allow some countries to be the members or to make the recommendations for new members or to remove the members. Okay. Veto power of UN Security Council, I have already told you. What is veto power? To accept or reject any decision. Say 5 members have to accept it. We know that 3 are capitalist countries and 2 are communist countries. It is very difficult to get all the members agreeing upon. Clear? Now let us see International Court of Justice. We know that after the Second World War, there were some kind of agencies to punish those who have committed crimes against humanity. Hence, especially against that Hitler's Nazis. So, against such kind of crimes, that some agencies were established. But that is not effective when there is a problem between 2 countries. When there is a dispute between 2 countries or some kind of judicial matters existed. So in that case, there is an international agency to settle the dispute. That agency is called International Court of Justice. Because the law prevailed in our country is different from the law prevailed in another country. Let us take the example of Saudi Arabia. What is the action they are taking? If you have committed a crime with your hand, the hand will be removed. Means if there is an atrocity against a woman, so one man, if he is telling, that is equivalent for telling 2 women. So that man's words are accepted. Women are considered that lower than. So that type of law cannot be there in international field. We know that most of that European countries are following Christianity. Christianity did not allow this kind of laws. So till the last moment they will try and see that which side it is correct. So that is why there should be a court to settle such kind of problem, and that court is called the International Court of Justice. And this is the judicial organ. Where is it situated? Hague in Netherlands. That place you have to underline. Where is the headquarters? Hague in Netherlands. It began in its work in 1946 when it replaced the Permanent Court of International Justice, which had functioned in the peace parallel since 1922. Means after the First World War, there was one agency which was called the Permanent Court of International Justice, and that was replaced in 1946 with the International Court of Justice. The court has dual role. This point is very important. You underline that one. Dual role. First, to settle in accordance with international law, the legal dispute submitted to it by the states, and to give advisory opinion. One is that to settle the disputes in accordance with international law. Second is to give advisory opinion on legal questions referred to it by duly authorized international organ. So one is to settle the disputes in the international law, based on international law. Second is what? Give advisory opinion. This is what the dual powers. Dual means two. Got the meaning? Can you tell? Which are the dual powers?
Countries or
Not countries. To settle the dispute. One side is to settle disputes with based on international law, and second is to advise or giving advisory opinion. Clear? Now, how is it composed of? It is composed of 15 judges. Composition. How many judges are there? 15 judges who are elected for a term of 9 years. What is the period? 9 years. Now, every 3 years, 1/3 of the seats of judges are retiring. Understood? We have learned about the Rajya Sabha. 1/3 of the members retire after every 2 years. But here, 1/3 of the members retire after every 3 years. Understood? So every judge will get a chance of working for 9 years. If wanted, they can get re-elected. Clear? They can be re-elected. Now, the members of the court do not represent their governments but are independent magistrates. So, if one Indian judge is there in the international court, he is not representing India. He is representing international magistrate. Okay. Now, functions. The parties. Only member states may apply and to appear before the court. Member nations. See, you just imagine one country. I am just giving that one, that KSA, that is Saudi Arabia. Okay. This Saudi Arabia, you imagine if it is not a member, it has a dispute. Can it bring that matter before that court, international court? No, it's not a party. Parties are only the members of the organ, no? In UN. Sources of applicable law. The court decide cases in accordance with international treaties and conventions in force, international customs, general principles of law as subsidiary means, judicial decisions and teachings of most of the highly qualified publicists. What is that? It will decide the case accordance with international treaties and conventions. Because before the formation of UNO, there were so many treaties, mutual agreements were there. So based on that one also, then secondly, international customs. We know that I have told the example of Saudi Arabia, and I say that whatever that is the part which committed the crime, that will be removed. So it appears to be very cruel. But one thing we can understand that if that cruel punishment is given, the crimes will be reduced. In India, after 30 years also, that a proper judgment will not come. Understood? What we have read about Nirbhaya, we have read about so many such uh, mm, women who faced atrocities. And that men who committed these atrocities escaped because of some or other reasons. But if this type of punishments are given, it may be cruel, so when we think about it, but this crime rate would reduce. They will be afraid of committing such kind of crimes. So in India, we can find so many examples. Lack of proof that person will be escaped. And the persons who are, that is political parties or like that, they are supporting those criminals. So because of that, every country have their own ways of solving that disputes or taking action against that crimes. Okay. Now customs, if you are taking, every religion have their own customs and beliefs. So it should not be based on that country's customs, but international customs. That is what happened here. Okay. Next one is that voluntary jurisdiction. The court is competent to entertain a dispute if the states concerned agree to take the issue. We know that in India, one person who was taken into custody by Pakistan. What was his name? Yes, शुरू होता है उसका नाम भूल गया. So he was taken by Pakistan in Pakistani custody. So his mother requested that he want to see that whereabout of this man, whether that Pakistan have killed him or not. And this topic was taken before that UNO's court, and Pakistan was asked to produce that person. Then that person had talked with his mom, and afterwards that person was released later on. Because such kind, both the parties have to agree. In that case, voluntarily, this case can appear in the international court. Yes. Pakistan was not ready to accept that, but it came in such a way that human rights violation. Then compulsory jurisdiction. This is voluntary jurisdiction. Then comes that compulsory jurisdiction. Against the background that a large number of treaties provide that disputes are submitted to the court. Means I have told you so many treaties and agreements are there. So this large number of treaties produce so many types of dispute. So in the present situation, there is a violation of that kind of treaties. So such kind of condition also it can take up that it come in the compulsory jurisdiction. Its jurisdiction extends disputes pertaining to the interpretation of international law, reparation. What is reparation? Indemnity. Germany was asked to pay a reparation of $33 billion. So reparation is that. Okay, got it? Indemnity. That word is indemnity. INDEMNITY. Now, what are coming in advisory jurisdiction? The advisory procedure of the court is open solely to the international organization. See, who will get advice? What is that? International organization only will get advice. Not one country. So if India cannot go and ask, I give advice. So like that, only international organization. The only bodies at present authorized to request advisory opinion of the courts are 5 organs of the United Nations and 16 specialized agencies. Okay, 5 organs. Which are the 5 organs? 3 organs we have studied. Now, there is one organ called a secretariat. Then another organ is called ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council. So these organs can get the advice. Next is 16 specialized agencies, World Health Organization, UNESCO, like that specialized agencies. Okay, got it. Then, since 1946, the court has given 24 advisory opinions concerning reparation for injuries suffered in the service of the United Nations, territorial status of Southwest Africa and Namibia, and Western Sahara. Next, this thing is function is codification of international law. The court has played a significant role in the codification of international law. Already I told you, every country have their own code of law. So, international law have to be codified. So that is already done by International Court of Justice. Did you get it? I'll tell you. Say you are students. The schools have their own rules to punish the children. What way? That is, it varies from school to school. So, say if you are if you are reaching the school late, okay, some schools will punish by making you to stand outside. Some schools will decide to make you enter inside and make you to stand. Some schools, what the punishment is that making you to run around that school 5 times or like that. So many types of punishment. That is the discretion of the school. There is no rule that states that this type of violation, this punishment to be given. It's not written. But for international court, they have certain international code of law. That is, actually, it is the breach of that laws or breach of peace. So, what type of actions to be taken? Because if India feel that Pakistan encroached its boundary, India's method is that we will have talks with both the countries, not taking it to that international organization. We have faced Chinese aggression also. So like that, in many situations, what type of action to be taken for the encroachment? That is what are codified in the national law. It examines international conventions, international customs, judicial decisions, and the general principles of law in the process of codifying. Now, after studying all these things, they have codified the law. Next, evolving procedure for peaceful settlement of disputes. Now, if action is taken for each and every small things, it can increase. So, in order to stop this kind of actions, what is that? Peacefully and amicably, the solution have to be meted out. That is what the method used by international court. Next is that the decision of the court is made by the majority of the judges present. So, how many judges are there? 15 judges. So, in that, 8 can be the majority. If that judges only 5 judges are there, then how many will be there? 3. That is majority. Understood? So, on the basis of that majority, that decisions will be or actions will be taken. A member of United Nations is obliged to comply with the decision of the court in case of which it is a party. What is that? A member of the United Nations is obliged. Means they are responsible to obey the decisions of the court. If any party fails to comply and fulfill its obligation, the other party may take up the matter in the Security Council. Understood? If that is a decision is given, warning is given, or some kind of action to be taken. So, India and Pakistan, I am taking the example. Pakistan was told to do certain things, but Pakistan did not obey. Then what? India can go take up this matter to Security Council. Got it? Any doubt or any more explanation is required? Just go through this question part because these all questions were asked in the previous years. First, previous year's board question, 2024. Both the United Nations Organization and non-aligned movement aim to achieve international peace and security. In this context, answer the following. Mention any 3 functions of the Security Council. We have studied about the Security Council. Mention any 3 functions of World Health Organization. Next lesson only it is coming. Name any 2 founders of the non-aligned movement. That also last lesson of history. Name the organization associated with the emblem. See, you have after learning, you have to write the answers also. You try. That is one time you learn, and then you try to answer by yourself, so that it can be that you yourself can check how much you can remember. Okay. Because anyhow, this part question is there, whether it is choice or not, but it is easy part.
Yeah. Go 5. Go. What to go?
Tomorrow also you will come, no?
Saturday.
Saturday not Mondays. Then Sunday also. Why? Sunday is 2 Sundays it is written, but I think if you are coming, we can try to complete first. Huh? And I heard. I sure I.
He will definitely go.
Huh?
He will definitely go.
Hey. The problem is that I am coming from that far, and Sunday is also that.
What time I go?
The class is from 1 to 3.
तुम्हारा हो गया साइंस पूरा ऑर्गेनिक विषय ये मेरे के लिए इनऑर्गेनिक करना जो सब इनऑर्गेनिक करना क्या इनऑर्गेनिक करना
Yeah, any previous lesson you are having doubt?
ऑर्गेनिक हार्ड मेरे पास थोड़ा सा
You are not second one. It is there.
ACP वो थोड़ा सा क्या गई हो गया अभी ये कैसे इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल कैसे उसे इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल से कैसे एक
So in that case, no Sunday. Regular teacher coming. Yes.
उसमें कॉमन है
Yes, if you are having class, means that can be written afterwards. Because class is given to complete the portion. So that day, like other day, no? I can take. Because we are not a person like that missing the classes. No, that is little complicated that process. Only that class you missed, no? That lesson. Yes. Any other lesson? No. Geography. Yes. Which lessons? I guess last class. Thank you, madam. So tomorrow geography is also there. Which tomorrow geography what time? Yes.
Geography.
So I'll be having 9th standard and afterwards. You which lesson geography? History is
History.
you told that the geography lesson के लिए you are making request.
Hey, shut up. What is this extra class? I don't know.
What is this extra class? You don't know.
I know, but I don't eat.
You don't need that.
Don't eat. You did.
See, no. Please don't.
Nothing. You're my friend. I will not say anything. But
तो कंगारू से बाहर खड़े से बात कर रहे थे कंगारू से
जला लूंगा भाई.
ऐसा लगा पता नहीं क्या हो गया
You want to go?
Oh, you also have tuition, right?
Yes.
Go. Which subject?
Please don't lie. Okay, I know no tuition you have.
Science, maths.
Today.
Yes.
No one is lying, ma'am. No
What
tuition today.
time?
8:30 to 10:30.
Oh.
And I had to prepare.
Yes.
Yes.
Hindi. Hindi.
Please pass my phone.
What? I can't see.
Please give
Yeah,
me.
your house.
This one. Yes.
So, other students are also there?
Yes.
Or- 8:30.
Yeah.
So you are living nearby?
Yes.
Okay. But no, my this thing is that you study properly.
Yes.
Don't casually don't take it.
Yes.
Seriously take. At least your sleepiness have gone.
Yes.
Sleeping. Your dad will come to pick you up.
No.
Uh-huh. Because you are staying in Washington. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 lessons are left.
Then the civics to 12
Civics,
duration.
civics 2, then non-aligned movement and then the specialized agencies. So before that itself the portion will complete. Because next week also so many lessons are allotted. Say today 2 lectures this lesson is complete. Understood, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Understood.
If Tanush, you just write that one, no? Feedback, no? Later. You filled, but one column you just kept empty, no? Please, if it is coming, just write.
Actually, it's in my mom's.
No problem, no? If any problems. Because of that, what happened, no? That they are evaluating, no? So one column was empty, rest all the same was there. So excellent that way only that one. But one column was there that full mark. That is what.
Maybe it's missed.
This that actually it was for when I got that one, no, I am getting, but not students this thing is not coming, but from Sanpada, ICSE. So it was about homework. Actually, I was not giving because of that, but still something. Earlier I was giving, no?
Yes.
So
Good.
but actually, because I have to stay back. Okay, so do that.
Yes.
Perfect. Please don't try to read it. I don't understand why what is the meaning of it.
Why now?
Right. If you have to stand outside, don't.
No, she will come and more also.
So up to that much.
Yes.
Tomorrow and day after tomorrow coming, no?
Yes.
And if it is required, you just.
Yes, I will inform my
Because I am coming early.
Yes. So ask my parents and then I will inform them.
Bye.